Hello and welcome to FX Addicts Weekly Currency Analysis. Today is June 1st, 2012, and this is Tim, the Currency Professor. Well, quite a week. Dollar gaining quite a bit of ground this week, and finishing out the week with kind of a possible turnaround here, at least a potential correction coming. We've got a little bit of a doji forming here as we're closing up the day. As to whether that really follows through here or not, we've still got a couple hours of trading left, but for the most part we'll probably finish right about here. So we could pull back for a couple of days. Stochastics are up at their highs. We're very extended here, so it is very, very possible for us to pull back here a little bit. On a weekly basis now, this is our 5th week up in a row, and we're getting right up to the areas here where we have been back in December of 2011. Those were the highs that we made as we came up off of the lows, so, or just before we went down to the lows, I'm sorry. So we're showing quite a bit of, 2010 is December 2010, so about a year and a half ago. And if we look at the monthlies here, we can see this a little better, how we're really extending now this month, or the month of May, I should say. And we finished it out very strong and well above the most recent highs here, which were about 82.50 area. So very, very positive sign for the dollar. It looks like we'll probably continue now with a couple of months of up months here. This will really continue up. The euro today down, or actually up 32 pips right now as we're coming into the close. We were down quite a few days in a row. We had one day, Monday, that we were actually up, but we opened higher and then closed lower. So it is a red bar here on the candlesticks. Overall, though, very, very much oversold at this point. Very much in need of a bounce. Today looks like not necessarily a key reversal day, but certainly a reversal day here, where we'll probably end up with several days where we can move back up here, maybe even get up to about 126 or so, a couple of hundred pips from where we are. That would be a very healthy correction, much needed here, very oversold. On a weekly basis, we can see how we've been down now 5 weeks in a row, really in need of a bounce up. So if we could get 1 or 2 weeks here where we do come up a little bit, get up to around that 126 level, then we can certainly sell off again. On a monthly basis, well, we ended up the month last month very extended, and this month, June, will probably be a continuation of that. Really does not look like that's going to change. We could end up getting down to about the maybe 118 level, which is right about in here for the month of June. Very unlikely it would get all the way down here to this support at 113, but we could. There's certainly nothing really stopping it, with the exception of a bounce maybe at 118 and then maybe at 116. But otherwise, very, very weak market at this point. British pound, kind of the same scenario. Today, selling off quite a bit, down 50 right now, and really extending down to these lows that we were at back in January and again back in September of last year. So we've just erased all those gains that we had back here for several months, and really doesn't look like we're going to change that, at least not on the short term. Longer term, we have broken down now, and we are closing the week below this minor support line. We've talked about this line many, many times now, and a close below it is, and significantly below it is certainly bearish. So we can see it a little clearer here on the monthlies, how we've now gapped to this month lower, right underneath that minor trend line. So technically now we should run down to the lows down here, which is down around 135, 136. So over the next few months, I would anticipate us selling off to that level. There's certainly a very good chance at that. U.S. dollar against the Swiss franc having a wonderful week, really rallying up quite a bit. Today we're down about 26 pips, and it looks like we got a little bit of a reversal pattern starting here. Much needed. We certainly do need a consolidation or a little bit of a sell-off here, at least for a few days, if not a little longer. On the weeklies, we've really busted up now. broken way up above these highs that we had set back in November, December last year. And looks very strong, though still short term as well as longer term. Here on the monthlies, we can see very, very likely that we could get up to this 103 level this month, June. There's a very, very good possibility of that. This market certainly has enough strength there to do that. U.S. dollar against the Japanese yen selling off quite a bit today and then recovering about mid-session. Down right now about 14 pips. Looks like we got a little bit of a reversal day there as well. We'll have to see how it actually closes. If we can close up a little bit higher, that would be more positive. But we're very oversold here. And as we touch down at this minor trend line down here, bottom channel line, that's when the buying kicked in and came right back up. So that seems to be holding fairly good support down there. And on the weeklies, we can see how we're finishing out the week here, very close to that range that we were down in for several months here that made that consolidation and we eventually broke out of. So we're going back and testing that now, technically speaking, in which case once we test it we should turn around and go higher now. Monthly, we ended up last month down just slightly, and this month now we're starting out pretty much where we started here today, so just one day's action in there, but nonetheless it still can do a lot of things for the month. Technically speaking, we came down, we broke this this trend line here decisively. We ran up, we've fallen back now, we've had a correction, and we're back down in this range down in here. So technically we can move much higher now from this point. Euro Swiss enjoying a little bit of a day, bouncing around. We're up 1 pip right now, or down 1 pip depending on what service you have. But overall, there this week certainly a lot of life came back into the Euro Swiss as it jumped up a few days here, and has since settled back into this range of the 120.10 area. And this is probably a precursor to what's going to come. As the euro strengthens, so should the Euro Swiss. So we should see that that market move up a little bit there. Euro yen having a very rough week, selling off quite a bit, and today looking like a reversal day here. We spiked way low and came right back. We did close a couple of days ago below this minor channel line, and we rode it for a couple of weeks and then broke through it and have since sold off and come back now. So looks like we'll probably have a little bit of a rally here back up into this channel and maybe even up towards 100 even. On a little bit longer term basis, we are closing the week out below this this trend line that has extended all the way back to 2008. That's now the second time that we've done that. We did that back here and then rallied forcefully right back up. So there is that possibility that we can indeed do that again and turn around and move back up maybe next week or the week after. Now monthly, of course, we only have 1 day in the month, but we did extend last month quite a bit and close down below the most recent lows here. So there is a very good possibility we could continue to sell off here longer term. We should get down into this area here around the upper 80s, lower 90s area. And we could do that quite easily this month. So even though shorter term looks like we're going to bounce up a little bit, that may last only a week or two. And then we'll probably continue with the sell-off here and get us back down into these lows and test those ultimate lows down there in the upper 80s. So that is it for the week. This week, a lot of volatility, a lot of trading action. Hope you all did well. If you have questions or anything, feel free to stop by FX Addicts. I'd be more than happy to chat with you about anything currency or interest rates related. And certainly you can join in. We offer a 7-day free trial, so feel free to grab a hold of that and try us out for 7 days. Thank you much. Talk to you later.